Hey YouTube, how's it going? KSM for Dragons here. Just wanted to bring you some test hands of the Dark Magician profile I put together. Not necessarily to show like big combo lines, but just to show you how you can use the deck and how you can play the deck and what I've particularly found to be quite useful with it. So yeah, let's just dive straight in. Just give it a quick shuffle just before we start. There you go, quick cut. And then let's see what our first 5 cards are. So yeah, all of these are going to be for like sort of going first hands, but let's just kind of see what we get. We'll just put this up there as well, so it's out of the way. Cool. So we've got Magician Souls, Spellbook, Crackdown, Eternal Soul, and a Dark Magician. Not too bad, not too bad. Cool. So we're actually going to go with the Spellbook play first, so we can draw an extra 2 to see what it gives us. So Magician, so we'll get the knowledge out, and then let's find the one. There you go, Spells Book of Secret. So we'll get these 2 out. There. So you would activate your secrets and then knowledge. So you tribute. We will just cut the deck in half first, and then draw 2. Cool. So nice. Got a number of souls, so it gives our discard folder and true name. So I'll activate souls first, and I'll dump a magician girl. So I've added the one Dark Magician Girl, and this is more just to have the extra name for the Soul Servant draw, which is like really good. And then I'm going to actually use Soul's Effect then to send off True Name to draw an extra card. Okay, Successor Soul. This is actually not too bad. So this is more of what I would say is a control hand. So I'll definitely set the Successor Soul because we have this set up for it. So if you're not familiar, we'll just explain. So you tribute 1 effect monster, then target 1 effect monster your opponent controls, send it to the graveyard, then special summon a level 7 or higher normal monster from your hand or deck. So our Dark Magician. And you can only activate 1 per turn, and you can only attack with that monster the rest of the turn. So I don't really care about that clause. What I do like about this card is it allows me to get rid of one of my opponent's monsters just by tributing this. So I can't really do too much more with that Magician's Souls, but I can use it on my opponent. So I would end up setting the Successor Soul, Eternal Soul. Wouldn't necessarily get the Banish, but at least I can get a Revive on the field, and I'll set the Crackdown. So that actually gives me 3 good disruptions on my opponent's turn. Unless like they open Harpy's Feather Duster and I'm like, okay, cool. But even then, like, it allows me to have some sort of setup or a bit more control for the next turn. Cool, so that wasn't the worst hand, but obviously they can be better. And obviously True Name I'd rather use if I've got Soul Servant in my hand, because then you're sort of guaranteeing what you're going to pull next. Okay, quick shuffle. Cut. Okay, let's see the next 5 cards. Cool, we've got Circle, Spellbook of Knowledge, Magician's Souls, Soul Servant, and Magician's Rod. Okay, so it's not the horrible hand. We could definitely make this work. So I'll start off with Magician's Rod. I've got Circle, so ideally I'd want to get either Eternal Soul, so then I can get the summon and then banish on my opponent's turn, which is, time it right, it could be really powerful. Or I can try and get the fusion spell, so then I can fusion into the Dark Magicians, but then I need an actual Dark Magician in my hand for that to work, which I don't have at the moment, but obviously I will have one in the graveyard. So in this instance, I will go for the fusion spell. Actually, should I go for the fusion spell? Nah. In this instance, I will go for Eternal Soul. And then, as I have got Magician Souls, we'll deck thin first, so we'll use Magician Souls. And once again, as I said, my target's always going to be Dark Magician Girl. To send to the graveyard just to have the extra name so I can get the draw. There she is. So we'll send that one to the graveyard. And that allows me to get the Magician Souls out. Then next, we'll use Soul's Effect and we'll send off the Knowledge to draw one. Strike, nice, another good interruption. So obviously we're going to set these soon. We'll activate Circle, we'll draw the top, well, show the top three. We can add a Dark Magician to our hand, and the other two we can put back in any order. So we'll put True Name first. Does it matter? No, because to get the draw. So now we've got this as a setup. Link Summon. 30 Anaconda. So I'm debating like to stack with Soul, like what card would I like in my hand that would be useful, that I don't actually have at the moment. So so if I activate it, just to stack, we've got an Eternal Soul. Apprentice is always useful. We could get it on board. Could get another Souls. We'll just put the Knowledge. Spellbook of Secrets I'll put at the top, so the Fusion spell. Then we can activate Verte. So pay the 2000. And that Souls was a bit wasted, like, let's be honest, but it was more just to get Soul Servant into the graveyard, so then I can actually get his Jaws effect. So that's there. And then we get our Dragoon. Just put him there. Normally you put it next to the graveyard. I don't think many people are playing Geo Resonator, wasn't it? The Link 2 that could swap, but I don't think many people play that. But as we've got two of the necessary cards in the graveyard, I can banish Soul Servant and actually draw two, which is quite good. I'll get a Circle and another Soul Servant. So good follow-up play. So I'll set the Strike, I'll set the Eternal Soul, and it's actually half decent board. So, you know, you got your Omni Gate with Dragoon, obviously it can't be targeted or destroyed, so really good card to fall back on. You've got a Strike as well and an Eternal Soul with Circle, so you get a Banish. So 3 good interruptions again. It works out pretty well. Not going to be the most competitive deck, but you know, you can definitely still do the stuff, and if you time it right and you play it well, you can always do damage to the meta. Cool. Got time for probably just one more test hand, and then we'll call it a night. What decks are you actually interested in seeing in this format? It's quite interesting. Obviously, Dragon Links come way back at the top, and I've built mine already, so ready to share that with you all soon. I really still like Earth Toolbox. I think it's still actually a very good deck, very underrated. And Unchained as well, it's actually quite a good deck. Alright, anyway. Last test hand, let's see what we get. I'll just put that over there. Cool. So we got Secrets of Dark Magic, Paranoid Orc and Mana, Ice Dragon's Pigeon Strike, and Dark Magician's Circle. So not the greatest of hands, but you know, we've got 2 interruptions, so we'll play our Circle and depend on it. Let's see what we get. So we've got a Souls, a Circle, and a Dark Magician. What will be good to add to the hand? So haven't really got anything to play, to be honest. These 2 would just be sort of dead in my hand, so I'm going to take the Soul so we can actually set. Put the circle on top, just for draw for next turn. And then ideally you just set 1, 2, 3 and pass. So your opponent's got some back row to deal with. We actually no, what am I doing? If I take the Dark Magician, apologies, I'm stupid on my behalf. Now we actually got a fusion, so we could do the Secrets of Dark Magic, fusion off the Dark Magician and the Paladin, and pull out the Dark Magicians. So those go to the graveyard. And it's got a really cool effect. So once per turn, for spell or trap or an effect is activated, except during the damage step, then you can draw a card, and if it was a spell or trap, you can set it that turn. And if it's a trap or quick play, you can activate it that turn as well, which is actually really good. Then when this is destroyed, you can special summon both a Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl from your hand, deck, or graveyard. So it's actually a decent card to finish on. And then I would obviously set the other two. So obviously your opponent's turn, we know we can get the souls because we stacked it at the top. So as soon as your opponents activate any effect, we can set this and we're allowed to activate on their turn. So actually this means on my opponent's turn, I have an Ice Dragon's Prison, which is actually really strong. Solemn Strike, very good. And an Eternal Soul, which will summon, and then I can banish with Circle. So like 3 good disruptions again. So, you know, you're never going to have like this really massive oppressive board, but you will definitely have a lot of disruptions on your opponent's turn. And that should be enough to break up their turn, so then you can then just go and attack, or at least control the game state for the next couple of turns. And then we know our next draw will be Circle, but you activate, Magicians activate again, you get another draw, and then you can sort of play from there. So you can definitely see how that works. So I hope you enjoy this test hand video. As I said, no massive big combos, just more just sort of thought play, gameplay, you know, how we can try and make the most of the deck and most of what's going on. As I said, I do like this deck. It is a lot of fun. It is a very old anime style deck, but it does work. It can play. It's not going to be tier 1 or anything, but you know, you can definitely get some good matches out of it. So I hope you enjoy the video. Please like, comment and subscribe, and see you next time.